There's a lot of Pokemon. Another talent, Jonathan Silver.
Yeah.
And then we also have Emily.
I just gotta get this out of the way. I do it again.
Why?
Just saying. Alright, not trying to fanboy. Sorry.
I see quite a few Pokemon fans already out there, so I'm assuming that that's the big reason people are here. So what's it like to, just in general, to be voice acting? You know, to do voice work? You know, is it, because I saw an interview once where a guy named, you guys know Troy Baker? Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Okay. He was talking about how every time he goes to his in-laws, they ask him, have you ever become a real actor yet? And he makes the joke that, you know, no, this fake stuff seems to be paying the bill. So I was just curious, is that something you guys ever, like, do you hear people that ever kind of knock being a voice actor? Or?
Not, obviously not quite like that, but people are like, oh, you get to go to work in your pajamas? Like, I mean, no, I still get I want to look presentable. Yeah. And so I think there's like that misconception, and I think voice acting also is like more nuanced than you think. Other people are like, oh, so you like read something in front of a microphone.
It's like 10% of the job.
Yeah, but there's more to it than that. So I'd say those are the two biggest things that I get that are like hurt my heart a little bit.
I think it's also a little, like, it can, because you're working with yourself and somebody else in another room, so you're in a soundproof booth, right? If you're doing animated work, you've got the screen up and you're trying to match the flaps. But there is like sort of an equation to sort of get it right when you're matching up something that's already been set a year in advance. And it can be also like a little lonely. You're in the booth by yourself.
Yeah.
And
this is the first time I'm meeting these
yeah,
people.
absolutely.
I didn't even know like who they were. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't work opposite the other voice actors on Pokemon. I work by myself and I read my line, and then we go to my next line, and that's
So you have to have the range and emotion with just by
just
yourself in there.
you in the room.
That's really interesting. I always assumed that if it was a scene, you and the other person were in there so you could work off each other's like emotion with the voice, but that's
Very rare. That's very, very rare, and you see that more with feature movies.
okay.
Like prelay stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Futurama. Like Futurama's prelay, where they record the voices first to animate afterwards.
Okay.
So sometimes they're in a big room, but a lot of people I've noticed are doing individual now. I'm not sure why. They're changing it. It used to be everybody in a big room, and now it's not. Now they're like, oh no, we're each going to do it separately. So, I don't know. Or sometimes people, I think Eddie Murphy did Mushu at home.
So he probably was in his pajamas.
Yeah, like some people can do it at home and not even have to go to the studio.
So I was looking on, Emily, you do a lot of audiobooks.
I do.
Oh, that's weird. I'm sorry. Is it weird?
That's hard.
Like, how do you keep your voice so steady? And like, or you're like crazy with it, and you're like, yeah, and then they went there.
Well, it's interesting because what I do to kind of keep things consistent is I'll like highlight different characters in different colors, and then I try to keep the narrating voice pretty consistent. And sometimes I work with an engineer, so I'll just like type it in and be like, yo, do I sound the same that I did in chapter 1? Can we go back and listen to that? Let's check on this, make sure. But yeah, I mean, when you're narrating something, you want to keep it at kind of like a medium level so that you're not like too emotional and too crazy. But then, of course, like as action builds and so forth, like you want to bring the listeners along with that.
Gotcha. Oh, audiobooks. I listened to one with Tim Curry.
Wow.
I couldn't take the book serious because it was Tim Curry the
Right,
entire time.
right.
So, you know.
I think the best audiobooks to listen to is Mark Thompson does all of the Star Wars audiobook, because that's a huge production that they put together. They have R2-D2 sounds, they put a filter on his voice for C-3PO, like, and he just does everybody amazing. Like, you know, he could sound like Obi-Wan Kenobi, or he sounds just like Harrison Ford. It's crazy. I'm like, oh my god, how do you do that? But they put music and sound effects and everything in it. You can hear like the TIE fighters going by, and because a lot of audiobooks, they don't have that.
Yeah.
It's just like you. It's like your voice. I've only done like 8 because I'm like, this is hard. Audiobooks are way harder than anime.